here's the thing, you guys, with the vintage. Now, I told you, and I did show you proof. My mom emailing me about, do you need more clothes? And I did show you that she does work at a place that supplies those clothes, and she went, well, it's not vintage. And I go, well, it's all by default secondhand because all of it's donations, okay? So she's trying to be technical, and then she probably showed you that I commented, because they would, wouldn't they? Commented on one of her pictures where she's modeling. Oh, what, she models? All right, but she said she didn't. For vintage. Oh, brother. But the reason that I liked her photo is because if you notice on in the photo, depends which way you look at it, but on, it depends whose view, but anyway, on this side, if I'm the photo, she's leaking an emotion, what the CIA would call leaking an emotion. And that emotion is a deep sadness I've actually never seen in my mom before. I didn't know she had regret. Or remorse, and it shows. So if she showed you that, I'd ask you to go take a look. But just to address the topic, it really, in a way, I mean, I'm telling you where it came from, but in another way, it almost doesn't matter, because you don't have sufficient evidence. I know you don't. Because I've shown you, or told you the places that I shopped. I told you a $50 gift card for Forever 21, so I used it in Santa Cruz. I had a few bags there. I've told you about one thing in H&M and a few things from Ross, and I gave you the brands to cover, and lo and behold, that was accurate. But on top of that, it really doesn't matter, because models tend to get paid in clothing. And you guys won't believe it, so I'll put the articles below so you can see them. Actually, I know what I'm talking about. Even top industry models don't always get paid. In fact, a lot of them, I mean, you guys walking on the runways of top designers aren't getting paid. For example, Marc Jacobs doesn't pay his models. Just doesn't do it. A lot of people do this. Not necessarily as a rule, but across the board. But just as sort of an industry standard, unfortunately. Many times you get paid in credit, or in, like, say you model for a store, you'll get store credit or partial discount, or the clothing that you model often is what comes back with you. I got paid in clothing a few times, especially with runway work. That tends to be a thing. But also, if you're doing a store thing, they tend to give you the clothes or something in the store, or let you buy something in the store for a really good price, or whatever the thing is, okay? So I will show you that what I'm saying is true, and anyway, and so you'll see all that. And so, you know, if you're like, oh, well, that looks designer. It's funny, because I know for a fact that the brands that you're saying I didn't actually own, like, she owned Chanel, and she owned Gucci and Armani. I'm like, you can't prove that, because I simply didn't own these things. But however, if you looked at the clothes I did own, which, did you just make it up, or did you actually verify it? Or did they just show you clothing, or did they actually show you that I wore clothing? Right, they can pull garments from anywhere, you guys. So they'd have to prove that I actually wore it first. I'm not worried about it, because it's all dated. Like, even those Belmonts were dated, you guys. They're not new Belmonts. Give me a fucking break. That would be ridiculous. So anyway, you still don't really have a point, you guys. Because even worst case scenario, I lied about this thing that I've already proven. That's how models get paid. It's a fact. And I'll even show you, I mean, I'll show you this. There was a, I'll just show you various articles that confirm what I'm saying exactly. Models are seriously woefully underpaid. And if you think it's stupid, why would they do that? Get credit on their resume or their portfolio, or just take the pictures, or be able to say, well, I worked with Marc Jacobs. Why would they do that? Oh, right on. Thank you very much. Shit. Let's go right here. So why would they do that? Why is it worth it? Because it's future planning. If they take these gigs and they have these great portfolio, it's more likely that they'll nail another gig. It's like, but it's sort of a never under. It's almost a pipe dream for a lot of models, unfortunately. And And so it's not foolish that they take these things, but at the same time, at the same time, at what price? So you're like, oh, they must be materialistic, that's why they took these clothes. I'm like, I don't think you understand. If you go to a go-see and you're dressed really nicely, that gives them a visual and an assumption about you that's a lot better than if you show up in, whatever the fuck, right? It gives you a brand image for them to conceptualize and go, I want her with my brand. So it's not foolish and it's not materialistic, it's just a career move.